Let's give this number 49 a try. So we've got a trinomial. I don't see anything common all the way through. T, T, no T, D, D, no D. So let's write our two sets of parentheses, anticipating we can do this. There's no common factors to take out. So the leading coefficient is a 1, so we're going to start as we usually do with a T and a T. Now, what are we going to use for this 12? Can you think of two numbers that when you multiply together you get 12, but when you add them together you just get a 1, right? There's really a 1 out there. You just got to see that. So with that 12, we could try, all right, 12, we could go 12 and 1. That's not going to give us a 1 if we add or subtract. Cut in half and double. How about 6 and 2? That doesn't work. Cut in half and double. 3 and 4. 3 and 4 will give us a 12, and when I subtract them, I'll get a 1. So let's put in a 3 and a 4, and this last term has a d squared in it, so we're also going to need to add in a d and a d, right? The 3d times the 4d will give us a 12d squared. And now, this last term is negative, so these two terms have opposite signs. I'm going to put that minus sign with the bigger of the two products. And the way I wrote mine was the outer product is 4TD. The inner product is only 3TD. So I'm going to put the minus sign here because that's the bigger product. So I'll get negative 4TD plus 3TD is negative 1TD. Let's go on to number 51. Do you see anything common all the way through? I don't. S, S, no S. Y, Y, no Y. I don't see anything common all the way through, so I'm going to write the two sets of parentheses, hoping we can do this. And I'll start here with the S and the S, right? The S and the S, that'll give us our S squared. Now I've got to look for two numbers that when I multiply, I'm going to get 18, but when I add or subtract them, I get 11. So what can we get for 18? So to get that 18, we could write 18 as 18 and 1, or 9 and 2. And the 9 and the 2, there we are, right? That'll give us the 11. But we also need to count for that y squared. So let's put in a 9y and a 2y. Right, 9y times 2y will give us the 18y squared. And because this last term is positive, these two terms have to have the same sign. It's going to be that middle sign. So let's put in a minus here and a minus here. Number 55, I don't see any common factors, so I'm going to write my two sets of parentheses. And I'm going to start again with an S and an S. And for this 8 out here, I'm going to write 8 could be 8 and 1. I can't get a 6 out of that, right? I'm looking for this 6. I can't get a 6 out of that. Cut in half and double, 4 and 2. Oh, I can get a 6 out of that. But I also need to account for this y squared. So let's come back here and put in a 4y and a 2y. And because this last term is positive, these two numbers have the same sign, and it's going to be that middle negative sign. So let's go with s minus 4y, s minus 2y. Now in number 57, we can notice here that we've got an 8, a 16, and a 64. So there is a common factor here. 8 is common to all three of those terms. So let's factor that 8 out first. And if we do that, we're left with, okay, we had 8x squared. We remove the 8, so we're left with just the x squared. Now we're thinking, okay, 8 times what will give us 16x? Well, we do a little quick division. 16 divided by 8, right? Positive 16 by positive 8 is plus 2 with the x. And then in our last term, 8 times what will give us negative 64? We'll do a little division. Negative 64 times positive 8 is going to give us negative 8. And now let's just bring everything straight down. Looks like we can factor this one, or at least we should try. Two sets of parentheses. Let's go with an x and an x. Now with 8, that 8, I can use an 8 and a 1. I can't get a 2 out of that, but a 4 and a 2? 4 and a 2 looks like it'll work. So let's go with a 4 and a 2. And because this 8 is negative, the 4 and the 2 have opposite signs, I'm going to put that middle plus sign with the bigger of the two products. Now the inner product is 4x. The outer product is only 2x. So the inner product is bigger. I'm going to put the plus sign here and the minus sign here. Now let's just run a quick check here. This will give us x squared, there's our first term, negative 2x plus 4x. Negative 2 plus 4 is plus 2, and then negative 8. Looks like we've got it.